name's Gareth and welcome to Fat Pigeon Reviews, where today, or this afternoon, we're looking at the Icon Audio Stereo 40 True Tube/Valve Amplifier. Icon Audio, based in Leicester. That's right, Leicester. I'm in Leicestershire. I'm about 15 miles, 15 miles away from Leicester, depending on whereabouts in Leicester. But these are actually, the company Icon Audio is from Leicester, in the UK. Round the corner, literally round the corner. A friend of mine has kindly lent me this. He's actually getting rid of this and some Icon Audio speakers that I put a review on this morning. Actually, I'm doing a couple of videos in the day today. So they're not reviews; they're just a quick look. So I've only got them for like a couple of days because I think I'm not sure I don't think he's sold them yet, but he needs to get them out there and get them sold. So I said, let me just get them on the channel so people can have a listen and have a look, and then they can get rid of them. If that makes sense. So he's giving me them for a couple of days. He needs them back today. So quick look, not a full review. Now I'm not massively knowledgeable about valve amplifiers. Now I know they've got a lovely, rich, warm tone to them. And that they can be very detailed. So that's what I was really intrigued about. So like I say, I had to get it on the channel to have a quick listen through. And this one does not disappoint. Like I say, this is the Stereo 40. So this is the 40 watt amplifier. It's got all these different valves on it, look. All these different tubes. Again, I'm not really into... I know that these are the EL34s it has around here. Then these front ones, I'm not sure if these are the power ones. Again, I've only got it for a couple of days. I should have done more research, but I just wanted to get on the channel just to show people, and have a listen to it. So it's got CV181s for the front tubes here, and then these are the EL34s. Now I think these EL34s are quite common. They're using quite a lot of these different valve amplifiers, and they're very good. That's why they're in a lot of these different valve amplifiers. Now it's got 3 transformers across the back. Now, and this is my understanding. Now if I'm getting all of this wrong, horribly wrong, then leave a comment. Okay, I'm always here to learn. I want to learn from you guys as well. So leave a comment that you've got that completely wrong. It actually means this, and then that's how I learn for the next valve amplifier we get through the channel. So my understanding is this. 3 transformers. It's got a transformer for each channel, but then this one's got a 3rd transformer because it sort of refines and gets rid of any distortion and any hiss within the actual channels themselves. So you can turn the amplifier up and there's no noise at all coming out of the speaker with nothing playing. So I think this is like an extra refined. It refines everything for each channel. If that's how I'm understanding it, and sort of the information that I've read about. Now it's got all these different switches on the front. Now I'll put some B-roll on so you can see it properly. But it's got your UV meter. Who doesn't like a UV meter when your music's going, right? And this all lights up. It's got your standby toggle switch there, and it's got triode and ultra linear. Now the triode, the sound does change when you flick between the two, and I prefer the ultra linear because it's just sort of, for me, through my setup, through my system, it just loses a little bit of something for the triode, but it's sort of, I think the triode like adds a bit of warmth, but then you go down to the ultra linear and it adds a little bit more detail for me. I mean, it's a toss. It all depends on what you like, what sort of sound you like. Now, I prefer warm sounding, and I've read on a lot of forums and things like that, and informational pages everywhere online, that the triode is for a more richer, warmer sound. I think that's right. And then the ultra linear is a little bit more detailed and refined. But I'm normally a fan of the rich tones and the smooth and the warmth. But I prefer the ultra linear on this one. Just adds that little bit more detail. But you can change the valves and the tubes. So you get the amplifier, and this sounds great to me. It sounds absolutely wonderful. I love the sound from this, as I keep saying. I get that. But if you can upgrade it. You can go and buy new tubes for it, new valves for it. You can swap them all out and try something different to get a different sound signature. Now, with solid state amplifier, you can't upgrade that. You can't change that. Especially not as easy as this. You just go online and you have a look around and you see what tubes fit this actual Icon amp. Icon themselves do different valves, I'm sure of it. So if you're not happy with it, or you are happy with it, but you think you can get it better, you can upgrade it. and you can get a completely different new amp, a new sound out of it from the different tubes. I know I've heard that Russian tubes are very good, but this is, I like the fact that you can upgrade it. Just popping the tubes out. You pop the tubes out, you put new ones in that sound different, and you can get, how many different sets of tubes you can get, I have no idea. But the fact that you've got that option, for me, it's fantastic. I mean, you're not going to buy an amp that you don't like, don't get me wrong. You're going to have a listen to one, and you're going to listen to it in the shop, and you're going to think, yeah, that sounds lovely. Or listen to it in your home, and you think, yeah, I like that. And then a year or so down the line, you think, I'm still loving the amp, and it's getting better, and it's warmed, I love it. But can I get it better? And that's where you go online and you look for new valves, and you try different valves. And you can try different sort of variations with them. And then you've got your perfect sound. For you, it's catered to you. You're actually literally changing it for your own personal gain, for your own personal sound preferences. And that is, that's a whole new world, right? I love that. That's great. It's got also this. This is for biasing. Now you've got little screws on the top here. Where the valves aren't, it's got these little screws. So you get a little flat blade screwdriver in there, and you have to sort of like line everything up so the voltage is, I think it's all the voltage is correct to each section of the valves themselves. So you've got these two for this section and these two for this section, and that's, I'm not entirely sure, again, I'm not 100%. This is just like it's just a fun, it's a lovely amplifier, and look at it. It's fantastic, and they get warm and they glow. And it's so nice, it's so exciting to have this sort of amplifier on the channel. So, again, like I say, you've got the UV, and now this, like I say, the bias, you've got these screws, and you have to get the UV meter within the little black line, so the voltage is correct. Now, my understanding again is on these tube amplifiers that it actually amplifies the voltage, not the ampage. And that's the difference between like a solid state sort of amplifier. It's not the normal solid state amplifier amplifies and alters the ampage into the device. I think this is correct. I'm not sure, I could be talking absolute gibberish. But again, this is the sort of information that I've got. But on these ones, on the tube amplifiers, it alters the voltage, not the ampage. And I don't really know what you're gaining from that. Again, leave some comments. This was just a quick look. This is not a review. This is just a quick look. This is more for me, I think, than you guys. I just wanted to have a look at a real nice amplifier. And like, so let's just go straight into it. So that's the first. On the back, it's got no digital outputs or inputs on it. So you can't get your Spotify in there. You can't have an optical in there. You can't have a coax, digital coax. You can't have anything like that. It's just got a CD on it. In fact, it says on the front, you've got CD, aux or tuner. Again, unfortunately, I can't put my turntable through this. I can only imagine what the turntable would sound like. Now, if I had a phono stage, I haven't got a separate phono stage. At the moment, I will get one. But again, he's selling this very soon. I've got like the rest of the day today to get this done before he takes it away from me. But yeah, so there's no phono stage built into this, so I couldn't, unfortunately, put my turntable through it, because I love my turntable sound, and through this, I think it would be absolutely incredible. Now, I've listened to this on the Icon Audios. Like I say, I've tested them on that before. And I've listened to this through my own F500s from the Fine Audio. And this is wonderful. I think it's about £2,500. I think he paid about £2,500 for it. And they still do the Stereo 40 now, Icon Audio. Still do it. I mean, it's a newer version. He's had this for a few years. And he's just trying to get a better system together. So he's going to get rid of these, like I said, the Icon Audio stuff, and maybe go back to Icon Audio again. I'm not entirely sure. He's not 100% sure what he's going to go for. But thankfully, he is upgrading, and we get to play with his stuff, which is great. Thank you, Pete, by the way. So, yes, there's no digital inputs, so and I haven't got a phono stage, and it hasn't got a phono stage built into it. So, unfortunately, I couldn't put the turntable through it. But what I did put through it was CD player. I've got my mini disc as well, and it just adds this aura of smoothness and richness, tonal control. I know I'm just spouting out words, but it's got this refinedness to it. It's like you've got all your sounds and your waves and stuff like that, and I'm not going to say that it's a hard thing to explain that, and it's just got a butter knife and it's just smoothed everything off, smoothed all the edges off, and it's 40 watts and it packs a punch. Like I say, it's not doing the normal 40 watts. It's changing the voltage, not the ampage. So you do get more power from them than a normal 40 watt amplifier. But the sound that comes through these tubes, it's such a nice, like I say, I'm into the vinyl side of it. And I like having the big stuff that you pick up, and I like having the artwork from the album covers. And I like a physical presence to touch and to see the belt and everything moving on the turntable and see a mechanical thing producing this sound. And this is very similar to that. It's very samey because it's got tubes that you have to wait 10 minutes before they get warm, and they do get warm. They do get warm inside. And the transformers and all the you can feel the power. Now, the transformers don't make any noise whatsoever, but you can just feel the mechanics of everything working with inside this to make these glow and produce this beautiful sound that comes from this amplifier. I'm astonished how, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was sort of expecting warmth and richness and all that sort of stuff, because everyone says that's what you get from a tube amplifier, but I just didn't expect, when you say warmth and richness, you think, oh yeah, I understand what he means, but do you? Until you've listened to a real nice tube amplifier. Now again, I like my analogy stuff, I like all that sort of thing, but this, it's just, I wish I've got, like I say, because there's no way of me hooking up any sound to it. I can do a sound demo, but I need to do sound demos with royalty-free music, and I can't get anything wireless into it. There's no, like I say, digital inputs in here. But I will figure something out. What I can also do is I can I've got a mini disc player that I love my mini disc player. It sounds fantastic through the Arcam and through the setter that I've got. So I'll run it through this as well, and that's what I have been listening through this, the mini disc player. Now don't get me wrong, there's better sources than that. And if I had a phono stage again, I could put my turntable through it, and then it would really come alive. I was hoping for, but again, it's got to go today. It's going back today. So, you know, unfortunately I can't do that. But hopefully in the future, I'm going to try and get another set of these on. I might even have a word with Icon Audio personally and see if they want to give me some more stuff, because this thing is just, I love it. Absolutely love it. So, but again, it's what I'm into. Not everyone's going to like the sound of a tube amplifier. But it's worth giving one a listen. Absolutely go and have a listen to one. Because the way it changes the music from the SA10, the Arcam SA10 I've got. I mean, I love that amplifier for its price point. It's about £700. This is £2,500. But I love that. The Arcam is one of my favourite amps for that price point, because it does everything I wanted to do with the phono stage, and it's got digital inputs. It's got everything that I wanted it to do. This one just changes the sound. The sound difference from the SA10 is not more relaxed. But it's not relaxed in a bad way. It's just more, yeah, okay, man. This is what it's going to sound like. And it's just like this. And you think, oh, I like that. I know that's not explaining it in any way, shape or form. I do realise that. I always struggle on these videos. I do all this prep work, and this is what I want to say, this is what I want to say, this is what it sounds like, and I write it all down. And then something happens, and I'm trying to get this done, and then he's going to come and pick it up soon, and all that sort of stuff, and it all gets thrown out the window, and I just wing it and make it up on the spot. Hence, oh, hi, man, and all that. That's why I'm putting stuff like that in. I might even cut that bit out. No, we'll keep it. Keep it. So, it's got, I think I'm going to I'll do a B-roll, so you can see the back as well. So we'll put that on, hopefully now, while you're looking at the back. So you've got 6 binding posts on this. So you've got your normal negative on both sides, but then you've got 2 positives for each channel. You've got a 4 ohm and an 8 ohm. The MFV3s, I've been running those, and they're like a 6 ohm speaker, so I'll put them on the 4 ohm side of it. And they shot and they did very well. And they're a nice neutral sounding speaker, and I did like them. But then I've put them, and then I've put obviously my fine audios, they're an 8 ohm speaker, so I've put them in the 8 ohm side of it. So yeah, you have the option, 4 ohm or 8 ohm. Fantastic, love it. Not seen that before. I mean, like I say, I am new to the channel, but I'm not necessarily new to the audio world. I'm not new to seeing amplifiers, but that is one of the first times I've seen the different option for 4 or 8 ohm speakers. It's actually got tape on it. It's got your source there, look. So your source is here, your selection. CD aux tuning, so you've got 3 inputs, analog inputs in the back. Then you've got your tape button as well. And so you've got 4 in theory. So you've got your tape deck in, and then you've got your record out, which I've not seen for a long time. And the fact that you've got that option, but don't get me wrong, a lot of people like the tapes. I know reel-to-reel is a big thing in the audiophile world for listening to music. It's like one of the best sounding music formats there is. A lot of people swear by it, like I do a little bit by the vinyl. So the fact that it's got that option, fantastic. Fantastic for your reel-to-reels, for your tape decks. I think tape's coming back anyway. Cassettes are coming back. Not sure why, but they're coming back. So again, this was just a quick look. I mean, if you could have a listen to one of these, please do so. Go and have a listen. Because the sound, it's exciting. And the fact that everything, like I say, everything glows. And you can see it doing the job. And there's nothing nicer than sitting back. I mean, some of these do come with remotes. I think he might have the remote for this. I'm not entirely sure. I think he has. It's a big solid metal thing, and he has got the remote. I just haven't got it with me. It's just nice to sit back and just, especially in a darker room. I mean, when it gets like dusky outside and it's, you know, the moon's coming up and it's getting a bit dusky. And it's not quite dark, but you get a little bit of orange hinted in the sky. And then you've got this in the corner, and it's got these orange glows to it, and this lovely warmth and fullness of the music and the vocals coming through, and you think that's all because of these valves that are getting warm, and you can, it's getting warm, and it's just a nice. I mean, if you haven't listened to a valve amplifier, please go and listen to one. If you're into your music, go and listen to one. You don't have to pay £2,500. I mean, Icon Audio themselves have got cheaper ones, singular ones. They've got like monoblock ones. They've got all sorts of ones. I'm very, very tempted. It's always the same thing for me. I've just gone out and I've bought the Arcam SA10 because I absolutely loved it when I reviewed it. And I thought that's the one I'm going to get because it does everything that I need it to do. And then this comes in. And then I find out that Icon Audio do monoblock ones, like I say, cheaper ones, smaller ones, bigger ones, better ones, lesser ones. They do a whole range of these and a whole range of speakers. Now don't get me wrong, I'm very happy with my speakers. But this valve amplifier is a completely different world to get into. I don't get me wrong, I don't know if all of them sound as good as this. This is the first one I've had on, and I've just been very, very impressed with it. It's my sort of sound, if that makes sense. Now, the integrated amplifiers, the solid-state amplifiers, have been absolutely fine, and I still love my SA10. It still does everything I need it to do. And it's a great, great amplifier for me testing stuff. It's a nice step up from what I had before. But then this is the next step up from that, surely. I'm not sure. I need to listen to some more, but this... I mean, and the great thing is, I forgot to mention, that you can swap all the tubes out for different ones. So you get a different sound sort of signature from each one. You think, oh, I don't know, oh, that one does this, or that one gets more highs and all that sort of stuff. And it's just the highs for this. Everything, this just does everything how I wanted it to do it. And I cannot, it's just nice for me. It's what I like in an amplifier. Pushing the right speakers, I think you're gonna get the right speakers through this. I mean, it's with the Icon Audio speakers that I tested earlier on. They were very picky with what you put with it, and they did work very well with this. Now, I thought it was just because they're the same company, they're matched up, and I think it is that they are designed to go with the valve amplifier. But my speakers as well, the F500s, sound very nice. There's not, you sort of, the authoritative bass that the Arcam produces is sort of, it just not quite as much as that, but for all the richness and everything else that it's adding to it, and the detail is just as fine as that, but it's just got this little extra warmth. It's like what most stuff that I've put through this gives the warmth like a turntable does, and I love the sound, again, I'm saying it over and over again, but I love the sound of a turntable, and this sort of like adds that warmth and that richness to a lot of other things, a lot of other sources, a lot of other inputs. And it's fantastic. And like I say, you've got this triode button that adds a little bit more warmth, but then you just have a play around. I mean, it's just, go and listen to them. This was just a quick look, not even a review. This was just a quick look before it has to go, unfortunately. I wish I had more time with it. I wish I had to play around with it. Now, I'm not sure if the newer ones have digital inputs on them. I don't think they're going to because it's a valve amplifier, it's all analog. But, that's the only downside, no digital inputs. But again, I think if you're buying one of these, you're not buying it for the digital inputs anyway. You want your turntables and your sources through it. I wish I had a phono stage. Plug that into this with the, it makes my mouth's watering just to see what that would sound like. I want to see, if only I had someone I knew that had a phono stage. I can go and grab it and put it through this amplifier, and then I'll add to the video. But again, it's coming to pick it up, so Okay. Okay. I've spouted enough how I quite like valve amplifiers. I'm a fan of this one especially. They do stereo 60s, they do a whole range, like I say, bigger ones, 60 watt ones, you know, all sorts. Check out their website. They're going to be... I'm not getting paid for any of this. No one knows that I'm doing this. It's just I wanted to get them on the channel before my friend sells them, like I say. So I'm not getting paid. But just check them out. Check out valve amps in general. I mean, I've listened to an Icon Audio valve amp now, so I know that Icon Audio make a good valve amp. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm actually getting quite warm now because today it's going to hit 34 degrees, and I think it's about 30 degrees already outside. I'm just not used to it. And I'm stuck inside. I'm not stuck inside. I'm getting to listen to flipping awesome stuff, you know? So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Again, it was just a quick look at the amplifier before it goes away. And what I want to try and do is I want to try and get this amplifier. I'm going to try and get some music onto Minidisc maybe from Tidal or Spotify. I've done it before in the past for some tracks. So I'll try and get the music from Spotify onto a Minidisc, the same 11 tracks that I normally do. Then you can hear this amplifier through the Icon Audio speakers that I've also got with this. And you can listen to the whole thing yourself with that neutral, rich tonality that the Icon Audio, the speakers produce with the warmth from this. It's a nice pairing. Now, go and watch the review on the speakers. I said the speakers are about £1,000 second hand now because they are discontinued. But for £1,000, they're a good, nice, neutral sounding speaker. So watch the review. And again, I will be doing the sound test with the combination. It's supposed to be. Icon Audio has made both of them, but they're paired up very well, obviously. That's what they do it for. That's what they do. You know, they make speakers that pair up with their amplifiers. It's, you know, no-brainer, I suppose. So yeah, I'll put a sound test of that on within the next few days or week, and then you can have a listen to it yourself. And then, like I say, if you check out the review I did do, well, the quick look I did do on the Icon speakers, I've got like a little one speaker sort of scenario. I've got the speaker here, and I'm just having a quick listen to the music with you and discussing the sound and all that sort of stuff, which is a new segment. I want to try it out and see how we get on. So, thank you so much for watching the video, the quick look at the Icon Audio Stereo 40, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll see you in the next one.